Okay, so let's go forward to the basic configurations. First one is you need to configure the general settings on the OMIPPBX. The first and foremost is to set the system time. This is very important because in the event there are some issues, it's really important to use these lags, and some features also use the timestamps on your OMIPPBX. Selecting the caller ID detection mode to PSTN. You need to make sure that the caller ID detection mode is in accordance, no? In accordance with your trunk. So say for example, if it requires before ringing priority or after ringing priority, you need to select that on your OMIPPBX. Next is configuring the general changes on the digit map. So digit map is important because it defines the dial plan of your device. So you say, for example, here, so when you carefully set up the rules, so the device will recognize the ending of the dial number. Say for example, the first part, 2.8, then slash SXX. The device will terminate after receiving the digits, no, the 8 digits with any digits between 2 and 8. So it will terminate that. So basically for overseas market, we have these last 5. So these are for our default digit map. I think this the first one here. Say for example, for a number of 10 digits or less than 10 digits, the device terminates after receiving the digits, no, and it will send a detected numbers when there is during the period of expected value for the inter-digit timer. So after that, for a number with more than 10 digits, the device will terminates receiving the digits. So it will exceed to the value and it will directly call that number. Okay, so that's for the digit map. Then we need to configure the impedance of the FXO ports. So generally we use for complex and it requires for 600 or 900 ohms on your local PSN, then you need to do that as well. Then you can select the call progress tone plan in accordance with your region. So our devices, I think we have pre-progress tones. No, we have set that one. I think 27 countries or regions. We have a predefined regions already. You can select, and if in the event that your country is not found, you can also do a customize for that one. So according to the of course the standard, no, standard tones on your region. Then the next one is how to configure the OMIPPBX for ITSP connectivity. So you need to fill out the account information. Generally, we can do select peer track. So peer track is to connect to a FXO gateway on the same LAN. For register, basically, if you want to connect to IMS or that you want to enter the password, the number, so for service provider, you can do this. And for the register part, if you want to connect the FXO, which is do not have a fixed IP, so you can also use this functionality. So again, the very important one is the server, SIP server, the number, the username, and of course the password you need to fill in. So after that, you click OK. The status you need to verify from trunk IP trunk page, and it will show a register status on this event. So that is for ITSP connectivity. How about for PSTN connectivity? We just connect the standard telephone lines, no, on the FXO port and verify if the LAN connection is connected or not. So if it shows connected, it means that you can now use the analog trunk. Now, if you want to configure the inbound handling, so as we all know, with regards to inbound handling, the first common is to use the auto attendant. So you can select that on trunk, analog trunk, and select attendant, right? So IP trunk, you can also select attendant. So generally, our OM provides two types of auto attendant. No, the first one and the second one is you can select to uh the first one you just select the greeting. The second one is you can select the multi-level IVR. So later on, I will show you about that. And of course, if you set auto attendant, you can also do customization for that one. And in fact, for we have our default use the business hours all. If you want to customize, you can do that also. Another type of inbound handling is our DID, means that you can direct incoming call to the bound extension, go to the trunk, analog trunk, then select inbound row to the ID. So this one, you can select the ID number or you can select the DID trunk. So you can do that. And after that, you can also select the K handling system. So K system, it means that you can set the extension number. This is a typical scenario wherein supports sharing the same trunk like the appearances on the IP phone. So now that is why we have to set hunting group method, select the extensions. So first say for example, the extensions 200 to 1214, we set that to the extension 100. Then the next step is you have to set the ID and select the ID hunt number. And if you selected that one, you need to configure the function case on the extension. So we selected extension 200. So you need to set the DSS case for that. So after that, to verify your progress, you need to make an inbound call, and every phone will ring simultaneously, and the bill status will show a flashing red on the IP phones. So that is if it shows that the trunk one is busy, and if bill trunk one is on the other phone is red. Okay. So here is the configuration of multi-level IVR. So the first part is you need to create an audio files. Go to basic audio files and upload your greeting. So we have our tele-greeting where you can also do the file conversion that is necessary to be uploaded on OM. So you can use our tele-greeting, then upload here. The next one is to use the text to greeting conversion. So text to greeting conversion, just make sure that you have an internet to use the text to greeting conversion. Then, of course, you can do the recording using your phone. So once you have uploaded the greeting files, audio files here, then you can add and modify the IVR settings. So say for example, welcome to New Rock. This is the main. So press 1 if you want to go to sales, press 2 if you want to go to support, press 3 if you want to go to engineering. So you need to add here one by one and make a name for your IVR. Then you can select the language for English or whatever language you want to use that, you can do that. Then you can set the dial extension here and try to do the edition for the template. So you say, for example, welcome to New Rock. I need to use a user prompt of user welcome. So here, welcome to New Rock. Press 1 if you want to go to sales. So I set here, press 1, play IVR, go to sales. Then press 2 if you want to go to support. Then you need to use an IVR here, select, and press 3 if you want to go to engineering. So you need to do the configuration. Then after that, you can select the event types, no? So if you don't want the press 4 or 4 or 5, 6, you can also appoint that as operator, hang up, or you can go directly to the extension. So since when we selected IVR, another IVR for sales. So they press 1, they said, welcome to sales department. So press 0 if you want to go to operator, press 1 if you want to talk to our sales guy. So that's how to do the IVR template. So you can you can set here. And as mentioned, there is no limit for our multi-level IVR. So after that, go to trunk, IP trunk, and select the greeting file that you use. So you need to select IVR. Then business hours, you need to use new rack. So that is welcome. And non-business hours, you need to make sure that it goes to the support team. So you can set here. So after that, you can also configure a multilingual IVR. So as mentioned before, our telegreetings, you can import a voice prompt packages. So it could be English, Chinese, or it can be from Thailand. No? So you can also do the voice prompt packages upload just using our telegreeting. Then if you have uploaded already, you can modify the language. So I want to use English. This is for default Chinese. And if you want to have the other one, if you have from Thailand, so you can also select your language here. Okay, so the next part is, yeah, the auto attendant for work schedule. So go to application, then work schedule. Then you can select. So this is a priority. Select the date from Monday to Friday. Set that to plan 1. Then you can also select to weekly or to monthly. So as I've said, you can customize the time accordingly. And of course, you can set by weekly, and of course by also regards to monthly, right? So you can set that, and you can set as many plan as you want from here, right? So I think you can create up to 20 plans from here. Sorry, it's for 30 plans. Okay, so the next part is how to configure the outgoing, no? Outbound dialing rule. So go to basic dialing rule, and you can select here dialing without prefix. So generally this is to use to allocate, no? So to select dialing without prefix, you can also outbound dialing with prefix, and you can have the intercom dialing with a specified prefix. So here you can also set the hand group. So hand group, if you want to select to the hunting method, say for example, sequential means terminate the incoming call to the first available extension. So meaning 200, then the next one, 201, 212, no? Then after that, if you want to select circular, it means terminate the incoming call in the round robin order. And of course, if you select simultaneous hunting group, it means that to terminate all available extensions, no? That will they will list on in this extension simultaneously. So that is how to configure outbound dialing rule and hunting group. Then for outbound handling, so here, so you select trunk out unload trunk. Now for outbound call, so since you select attendant, you have two options. Allowed means allowed to make outbound calls, or pick out prohibit. It means it's not allowed to make outbound calls. Now, if you select DID, you have only two options. Either to share means other extensions can make a call, or only to a specific DID number that extension 200 can make an outbound call. So that is how to set the outbound handling.